terms that we have is housing first. Have you all heard of the term housing first?
Yes.
And I think when we hear housing first, we think housing only. And any supportive service provider worth their salt would never give somebody the keys and leave them behind. They shouldn't. Because there's been a catastrophic systems failure that has led to somebody being homeless. Something went wrong. That doesn't mean it's a personal moral failure. It could be job loss, it could be mental health, it could be substance abuse disorder, it could be relationship breakdown. And so when we, as a continuum, are working with individuals, one of the first things we do when we build trust, we're building rapport, is we assess them. We ask them a series of questions, and that can be hard. They can be re-traumatizing. But the reason we ask them those questions is we want to figure out what is the right fit for their placement, right? Are you somebody who maybe lost your job and just needs some help with a security deposit and, a little bit of short-term support and you'll be, back in your job and good to go? Or are you somebody that needs round-the-clock care? Do you need somebody who's helping you? I think somebody mentioned medication. It's impossible to stay on a medication regimen when you're living in a tent, right? And even when you're housed, that can be really complex. And so we like to make a plan for this individual's needs. And so we have great service providers providing what we call permanent supportive housing, which means that you get housing with a much more hands-on case manager. You might be there for 2 years, you might be there for 10. We hope that this is something where we can move you into less care, but if not, this is the care that you need. We don't have enough PSH. So we have people with acute service needs that are making do with housing stability teams, or maybe a PAC team from Family Children Services, and I'm sorry, I'm like leaning into acronyms, that's that habit. But we need more of those supportive services to do exactly what you're talking about and make sure that somebody has that housing stability plan. The other thing is that we see, I think, a lot of really visible mental illness. Some of the homelessness that we're seeing out in our community, it can look different, it can look scary, it can have symptoms that we're not used to. That is not the vast majority of the people we work with. This is part of why we collect data and we do the point in time count. A lot of people are able to self-resolve with that light touch, but we do have hundreds of people living in Tulsa that need more permanent supports than we can currently provide them. So I hope that was helpful. In a perfect world, we're giving wraparound mental health supports to everybody who needs it in housing. We absolutely need more of that.